Well, we now go forward to our final as it were, our third and last final, the KZ final, and I'm just hearing some disappointing news that we have a non-starter, Emil Antonsen of Norway, scheduled to start on row 10, I'm told is a non-starter. However, the man on the screen and the cart you see on the screen, they're definitely starters, because Patrick Hayek will be starting this one on pole position, and he'll be lining up on the front row with the driver you see that we're looking at now, Rick Drazen. Rick Drazen in cart number 9, and Rick Drazen, a decent result here, would win him the championship. He starts on the front row with Patrick Hayek, Bas Lammers and Paolo De Conto, row 2. Rick Drazen has 58 championship points. He's never been lower than second place in a final in this championship. He's never been higher than second place. He's had 2 second places and bidding to go one better. Paolo De Conto having his best event of the series for sure. The Birel driver from Italy will start on row 2. There's Bas Lammers, the always cheerful Bas Lammers, just trying to avoid the worst of the sunshine. And you see the bridge of his nose there with the breathing apparatus as well. Bas Lammers, of course, driving an FK Perilla, Formula K entrant. Ben Hanley, cart number 17, driving for Art Grand Prix, will start on an all-British row 3. Ben Hanley with his back to us at the moment. And there is the other Brit lining up with him, Jordan Lennox-Lamb. And Jordan just about to put his helmet on. So Jordan Lennox-Lamb and Ben Hanley, an all-British row 3. There is cart number 5, Jorrit Pex, sitting with his arms folded. Jorrit Pex driving a CRG TM, looking very, very cool, very calm. He will start on the outside of row 4. And alongside him will be Marco Ardigo. You see Marco just standing outside his cart and sorting his inner protective wear for potential fire situations. And on goes the helmet with the blue top. Mirko Torsolini, another Italian driver. He is on row 5. And Mirko Torsolini will line up alongside a driver from here in Sweden, which is Freddie Karlsson. We're looking still at Marco Ardigo at the moment. Freddie Karlsson just reaching down for his gloves and popping his gloves on. Kart 22, that Maddox chassis with the TM motor, and this class shod throughout by Bridgestone tyres. Well, we're still looking at the 2017, well, we were moments ago, world champion in KF. Actually, it wasn't KF when he won his first title, was it? So, the Grid Girls doing what they do best on this very sunny afternoon. Again, I rather like this picture that we're bringing you on CIK TV. You see the church spire in the top right of the screen. Gives a nice little feel of the pretty town that we're staying at Kristianstad. We're about 15 minutes easy drive away from the town centre out to the circuit here, the Asum Ring at Kristianstad. Well, the KZ final for the best of the world's drivers will be over a 25-lap race distance. That's just over 30 kilometres in race length. Kart 16 that you see there is Yannick de Brabander. Yannick de Brabander, the cheerful Belgian driver. Well, the action shot at the moment is one of the grid ladies making her way down the tarmac. Paolo De Conto getting in contemplative mood. That concentration just before the start of a big race. Well, some pictures on the television screen don't need any explanation. Big crowd in here at Kristianstad in beautiful sunshine. 15:59 is the time on the official clock. The race is scheduled to start at 1600. So into the final minute, before the action begins. Well, I'm Ken Walker, been doing my best to identify the action for you today. Hope that we've been able to help you with our commentary on top of the CIK TV pictures. It's WSK Promotion who power this CIK TV broadcast. And that will be the 30 seconds board, and indeed it is. Two formation laps. We set off on the first. To the left of your screen is Patrick Hayek. To the right of your screen is Rick Drazen. Notice how it's an uphill run to the start-finish line, then a downhill run to turn one, or levels out and drops a little. Big crowd on the banking there, as you can see. Our pictures clearly show that's one of the best views, in my opinion, on the circuit. Good crowd there. Two particularly good, what shall we say, outfield views here. Confirmation of Patrick Hayek of the Czech Republic and Rick Drazen of Belgium, starting this one on the front row. Rick Drazen, the championship leader, going to this event and starting on the front row. Emil Arntonsen, whose name you see at the bottom right, I'm advised that he will be a non-starter. Very unfortunate. Jonathan Tanon, only in 16th place on row 8, a big surprise. David Faure, very, very unlucky in the pre-final. Most unfortunate situation, but there we are. Top of the gallery, I think you can see Randolph Bart, the CIK FIA coordinator. Again, you get a feel of how big a crowd we've got here, using all of these vantage points. Beautiful sunshine, some good Swedish drivers. No reason at all why we shouldn't have had a big crowd in, and a big crowd did come in. So, our race leaders just rolling round into the tram lines before the start of this 25-lap KZ final. On the left, Patrick Hayek is in cart number 10. On the right, Rick Drazen is in cart number 9. Patrick Hayek drives a Praga Perilla. Rick Drazen drives a Zanardi Perilla. There's a lovely shot, that one. Really do like these close shots. Patrick Hayek there. Flavio Campaneschi in cart 14. You just saw it at the back of your screen. Nice shot, that of Rick Drazen. Driving, of course, for Straka Racing, which is a Swedish racing team, Rick Drazen. Bas Lammers. So, we're ready for this 25-lap race. And a good start by Patrick Hayek, who goes wide to the left to make sure he gets a good sweep, and that does work. And Patrick Hayek getting that early advantage over Rick Drazen. That's cart number 6, I think I'm seeing there, which is Paolo De Conto. Rick Drazen in 3rd place. 4th place is Bas Lammers. And in 5th place, cart number 5 is Jorrit Pex. Oh, and some contact early on. That was Paolo De Conto getting a little bit of a touch on the driver in front of him. Well, Paolo De Conto in 2nd place, just had a little nudge on Patrick Hayek. I'm sure it was just incidental contact. These things do happen. But Patrick Hayek in cart number 10 has got 1.5 cart lengths lead on Paolo De Conto in 2nd place, Rick Drazen in 3rd place, Bas Lammers in 4th place, Jorrit Pex in 5th. In 6th place, it's cart number 17, which is Ben Hanley, and we complete the opening lap. Complete the opening lap in that order. And but for Emil Antonsen, the Norwegian driver who was a non-starter, everyone is safely through the opening lap, the full extent of the course. Patrick Hayek then, his first examination will be potentially by Paolo Di Conto, and now it comes, and Di Conto does take the lead. Oh, and a brilliant piece of driving by Rick Drazen to say, yes, I'll have a piece of this as well. So now Paolo Di Conto leads, Rick Drazen is in second place, and pole sitter Patrick Hayek is relegated to third place on lap 2. So Paolo Di Conto driving the Birell TM leads from Rick Drazen. Patrick Hayek looks over his shoulder. Bas Lammers does his particularly deep, low dipping of the head against the wind resistance. And Paolo Di Conto getting a couple of lengths on Rick Drazen. This is lap 3, very, very early days yet. And Paolo Di Conto immediately setting a fastest lap at 53.2. Rick Drazen's done a 53.33, but significantly quick. Now a driving standards flag, I think, is going to be shown, and I'll try and identify who that's against. In the meantime, Rick Drazen is the driver you see on screen. Behind him is Patrick Hayek in kart 10. Bas Lammers in kart number 4 is in 4th place. Just behind Bas Lammers, that CRG suit is being worn by Jorrit Pex. There's the driving standards flag, and I think that's gone to Ben Hanley. Ben Hanley of Great Britain getting a driving standards flag very early in the race. Well, that's rather like a soccer player getting a yellow card in the first 5 minutes of a 90-minute race. And Bas Lammers looking for a way past Patrick Hayek and very nearly finding one. Fastest lap as well there for Bas Lammers. Well, Bas Lammers definitely serving notice on Patrick Hayek that while the other two have run away a little bit in front of him, that Bas the Dutchman would rather not be held up by the Czech Republic driver. And Lammers, this is the scrap for 3rd and 4th that you're looking at. Patrick Hayek in the very beautiful blue shade. Do like that royal blue shade. Holding the advantage in 3rd place over Bas Lammers 4th. That is Jorrit Pex going through. Older of the two Pex brothers racing this weekend. Younger brother Stan racing in the junior class. Well, Bas Lammers didn't find a way past Patrick Hayek. This is lap 5. So round about 18% of the race distance covered at this stage. So still very, very early. But Paolo Di Conto and Rick Drazen are a full second ahead of these two. Well, it doesn't look like it on that screen, does it? But Paolo Di Conto was 0.66 of a second in front of Rick Drazen, and Rick Drazen had 0.4 of a second on Patrick Hayek and Bas Lammers. So they certainly don't want to let Di Conto get a lot further away than this. And as our television picture shows, Paolo Di Conto has got a decent lead here. He increases it to 0.76 of a second, 0.759 of a second. We're on lap 6. We're still looking at the first 4. Those two in shot are Patrick Hayek being pursued by Bas Lammers. In front of Patrick Hayek, you see our second place driver, Rick Drazen. Now, not for one moment would I suggest that Rick Drazen would not race to win here. Of course he would, he is a racer. But a second place finish in this race would be the 3rd consecutive second place finish for Rick Drazen, and that would be good enough to win the championship. However, Rick Drazen, when we say second place isn't at all bad, says yes, but I want to win. Paolo Di Conto in first place has a margin of 0.76 of a second and has a decent lead as we move into lap 7. Paolo Di Conto in shot, the Birell chassis in the red and white livery, and as an extra clue, the word Birell large on the back of his race suit. Nice action shot though, and you saw there that Paolo Di Conto really had to work hard, didn't he, on the extremities. A little bit of smoke coming out of that kart number 6. Well, Paolo Di Conto's Birell TM serving him well so far, but definitely a little bit of smoke emission. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue for him. Rick Drazen in second place in kart number 9. Patrick Hayek in third place in cart number 10. Bas Lammers in fourth place in cart number 4. Jorrit Peks in fifth place in cart number 5. And these 5 clear of the rest. Now, I'm going to invite something to happen on the tarmac, because I'm going to look away to the timing screen, tell you that Ben Hanley is 6th, Marco Ardigo 7th, Mirko Torsolini 8th, Jordan Lennox-Lamb 9, and Flavio Campaneschi completing the top 10 at number 10. All the starters are still circulating, and this is lap 8 of 25. Rick Drazen in shot here is in second place behind Paolo De Conto, but in terms of championship standings has a lead of 6 championship points. So it's not in the bag for Rick Drazen to just sit calmly there. He wouldn't want to lose too many places, but second place and not a victory would be good enough. But as I say, when you talk to him at the press conference, yes, second place is good championship points, but hey, I want to win. I want to be standing on the top step of the podium. A very good picture there of the crest of the hill, the climb up to the start line and the drop away from the start line. Dead straight, but most certainly not dead flat. Bas Lammers there you see in shot, and Jorrit Peks getting a little bit closer. Bas Lammers has got a little bit detached from Patrick Hayek, and Jorrit Peks is closing up somewhat. See if the CRG driver gets to put a pass on the Formula K FK Perilla of Bas Lammers. Jorrit Peks did just look as if he was going a little bit quicker. Let me have a peep at the timing screen. Jorrit Peks has just done a 52.157 and Bas Lammers a 52.3. So yeah, Jorrit Peks is going a little quicker than Bas Lammers. There is 17 Ben Hanley in 6th place in front of Marco Ardigo. Number 7 you saw there, nice shot of David Foré. David Foré started in 22nd place and has driven up to 13th. Good drive from the back against the odds by David Foré. Rick Drazen you see here to the left of your screen in 2nd place. You saw Paolo De Conto briefly at the front. Patrick Hayek in 3rd place. Rick Drazen and Patrick Hayek got 0.348 of a second between them, as our caption on screen shows. Patrick Hayek and Bas Lammers 0.7. A lot closer between Jorrit Peks in 5th place and Bas Lammers in front of him, fellow Dutchmen. This is the start of lap 11. 10th lap completed, 15 looking over his shoulder there was Henry Koko of Finland, and he is running in 11th place. Jonathan Tonen up to 12th, David Foré up to 13th. Rick Drazen is in shot in cart number 9. That's Zanardi Perilla. And in some ways, this is an ideal situation for Rick Drazen, because although he's a long way behind the race leader, Paolo De Conto, he's not in a tight situation. He's got plenty of clear tarmac in front of him. And although Patrick Hayek is not so far behind him, he's not in a position where he's climbing all over him, so to speak. So Rick Drazen with a sort of pressure off stroke pressure on situation. The concentration crucial, as our caption shows you. He does lead the championship standings at the moment. It's by 6 points from Marco Ardigo. Marco Ardigo is in 7th place. So by no means is this a championship won. It could certainly be lost. Seamus Udovicius in KZ2 proved that. And as the caption at the lower right of our screen shows, WSK Promotions on behalf of CIK FIA, the promoter, and myself, Ken Walker, thank WSK Promotion for this excellent coverage that we're getting. Really good pictures from here in Kristianstad. I hope those of you that are tuned in online are enjoying the pictures like this. We're showing you the heart of the action. This is Rick Drazen at the bottom of your screen. Bas Lammers, Jorrit Peks. Here's Rick Drazen again. This is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Bas Lammers in 4th place on screen now. Lap 13 of 25. So we're just into the second half of the race. Jorrit Peks, who looked to be applying pressure on Bas Lammers 2-3 laps ago, is now detached a little bit, and Bas Lammers in 4th place looking relatively safe. I say relatively because, hey, absolutely anything can happen in just half a lap in kart racing, and we've got more than half a lap to go. We've got half a race to go. But for the time being, so far, so good for Rick Drayson in second place, and so far, very good for Paolo De Conto in first place. His lead is 2.5 seconds. The reason we're not showing you a lot of shots of Paolo De Conto, it's not that we've got anything against Paolo, but he's on his own. There's nobody to race with. But the scrap for second and third, and this one we're looking at for fourth and fifth, showing a lot more action, and we think that you would probably find the closer racing a little bit more interesting. On lap 14, Jorrit Pex 1.5 kart lengths behind Bas Lammers, maybe 1.25. Rick Drayson's kart number 9 there, showing a vibration. Yeah, let's just have a look at that, the instant replay, clipping that. This is the inside of the chicane. Now, the tight chicane is on a climb, so you don't just go right, left, but you go right and clip that quite high inside curb and bouncing on. Of course, the other physical feature of this circuit, look at the climb up the hill from the final turn to the start line, and then of course the drop away to turn 1. Bas Lammers being pursued by Jorrit Pex are the drivers on screen as we speak to you on lap 15. Bas Lammers finding that Jorrit Pex is a lot closer than he was a lap ago, and Jorrit Pex just beginning to show the sort of signs that suggest there might be a potential pass. Jorrit Pex in 5th place in kart 5, Bas Lammers in 4th place in kart 4, Patrick Hayek in 3rd place in kart 10, Rick Drayson in 2nd place in kart 9, and way over the hill, Paolo De Conto in kart 6 in a big lead of over 3 seconds now. And there's the move by Jorrit Pex. Jorrit Pex, but is he about to lose it back to Bas Lammers? Bas Lammers has got the inside, no, and Jorrit Pex makes it stick. So Jorrit Pex goes into 4th place. The threat of moving into 4th place has been alive for several laps, and Jorrit Pex executes it on lap 15. So Jorrit Pex now 4th place. We're looking again. Bas Lammers just moving off the inside line, and Jorrit thought, well, that'll be my move. It's on the approach to the final turn, and just managing at the end of lap 15. Bas Lammers fought back well and got alongside Jorrit Pex, but by the time they'd gone all the way up the hill and down the hill to turn 1, Jorrit Pex had the advantage of the inside turn. And Jorrit Pex now putting a couple of kart lengths between himself and Bas Lammers. Lap 16 of 25. Paolo De Conto, our race leader, on that Birel TM, having, well, I don't know, a lonely race, having an exhilarating race, having an easy race, having an anxious race where it's hard to hold your concentration. Who knows? We'll have to ask him a little bit later on. Was it easy? Was it easy to hold your concentration? Using his body movement a lot, isn't he? It's not just a plain easy drive, he's really working in the seat of that Birel. But Paolo De Conto not looking over his shoulders at all, not trying to see if anybody's around. He'll be aware of the lack of an engine noise around him as he comes over the start-finish line. His lead was 3.28, it's now 3.48. So Paolo De Conto not only leading this race by a big margin, he's increasing his lead. This is lap 18. And Rick Drayson, who you see on screen now, in 2nd place. And Marco Ardigo is still in 7th place. And Marco Ardigo would be 2nd in the championship standings at the moment. So Rick Drayson does have a little bit of a cushion to spare in championship points. But hey, you don't dwell on that for too long, otherwise complacency or the wrong strategy can kick in. And in any case, I'm absolutely sure that Rick Drayson, if he's given up the thoughts of chasing down Paolo Conto, will certainly see the advantage of staying in front of everybody else and having the advantage of empty tarmac in front of him. Jorrit Pex goes through 4th, Bas Lammers 5th, Ben Hanley 6th, Marco Ardigo 7th, Mirko Torsolini 8th, Flavio Camponeschi 9th, and Jordan Lennox Lamb still in the top 10, just in 10th place. Just outside the top 10, Jonathan Tunnon 11th and David Foré 12th. Best of the Swedish drivers, Victor Åberg running in 14th place. We had Swedes in the previous classes going really, really well. Douglas Lundberg, a race winner in KZ2, but Victor Åberg only in 14th place. Freddie Karlsson in 18th and Andreas Fors in 19th, the best of the Swedes. All of our 23 starters are still running. Emil Antonsson was a non-starter. The other 23 are all circulating. We have had nobody go off the circuit, either for mechanical defects, either being fetched in or whatever. Well, there is Rick Drazen in shot once again. Patrick Hayek in third place. Getting a little bit closer, Patrick Hayek, isn't he? Patrick Hayek not in a position where he could win this championship, but certainly in a position where he might feel he could go for second place. Gets closer, doesn't it? Really does. 0.25 of a second at the end of lap 19. From our television pictures, that looks as if that might even be a little bit less now, although sometimes our pictures do foreshorten the race distance. I'm going to try and peep out the window. Well, no, I think that's a fairly faithful recreation. Here they are at the brow of the hill, and Patrick Hayek potentially in a position where he could put a pass on Rick Drazen, or perhaps that's the wrong thing to say, where he could attempt a pass on Rick Drazen. 3.8 seconds, as our caption shows you, is the advantage that Paolo De Conto has in the front over the second and third place drivers. Only 0.16 of a second between Rick Drazen and Pat Hayek. Well, this is lap 21 of 25, and spelling it out in championship terms, Rick Drazen, if he, in the next 5 laps, 4.5 laps, can maintain this status quo, would be frustrated once again in finishing second and not first, but would be the champion. Patrick Hayek, maybe still thinking, there's opportunities for me. Bas Lammers with that low dip of the head finds Ben Hanley getting a lot closer now. Ben Hanley in 6th place. Incidentally, Marco Ardigo has been passed by Mirko Torsolini and Flavio Campaneschi. So what, you might ask me? Well, Marco Ardigo drops championship points by going from 7th to 9th, and Patrick Hayek does go past Rick Drazen. And if Rick Drazen thinks to himself, well, that's a championship point that's been spilt, Marco Ardigo, his closest rival, has gone from 7th to 9th and has spilt 2 places, not 1. So although he's just been passed by Patrick Hayek, Rick Drazen has actually strengthened his position at the top of the championship standings. Well, he pretty much let Patrick Hayek through there, didn't he? I'm not trying to take any credit from Patrick Hayek for making the move, but it wasn't the most vigorous defence by Rick Drazen. It didn't need to be a vigorous defence. It didn't even need to be a defence at all, because we're on lap 23, and although Rick Drazen is not likely to win this race, he is likely to make the podium, and he is likely to be the champion. But nothing's certain yet. Your commentator is always conscious of the commentator's curse, so I was talking in terms of might and could rather than will. Lap 23, and Paolo De Conto's lead is up to 4 seconds. There he is in shot, just setting off on lap 24. Paolo De Conto, who's really not put a wheel wrong, started on the outside of row 2 and was pretty quickly in the lead. And well, from his point of view, that was pretty much the story of the race. I made a sharp start, I got in the lead early, and can't really tell you a lot about what happened behind me. I was just driving along empty tarmac to what is hoped by him and his team to be a race victory. But still, these guys choose to take that short route through the uphill chicane. 2 wheels leave the circuit. But of course, whereas that could be a pressure being applied, Paolo De Conto is 3.89 seconds to the good, and he's seeing a sign now saying final lap, last lap, last lap. Looks over his shoulder, does Patrick Hayek, to see that Rick Drazen isn't so close as to want to make a challenge. And it does look as if Rick Drazen will simply choose cart number 15. You see coming into shot is Henry Coco. And Marco Ardigo has gone out of the race. Marco Ardigo has gone out of the race. Jonathan Tonen now is second in the championship standings. But this driver in shot, Paolo De Conto, never mind the championship. Let's follow the Birel TM round to his closing stages of the race. He's in the technical complex now, turning left. He's got one more fast right-hand sweep at the bottom of the hill, climbs up the hill, onto the home straight, picks out his team and says, I'm the winner, I've won this one, and I may not be a championship contender, but I've beaten everybody else. Rick Drazen, though, he knows the score, and the score is, yes, I've been beaten into third place, but so what? I'm the champion. So Paolo De Conto, the race winner, Rick Drazen, the champion. And the congratulations, Patrick Hayek, to Rick Drazen. Thanks for the dice today, and congratulations on winning the championship. But Paolo De Conto, really, really good drive. And Paolo, very happy to have got that race victory. The young Italian, relatively young Italian. Well, we shall go to the podium in a moment, but let us just see if we have the package of highlights. I may be called to the podium too early to be able to talk over them, but confirmation of the race result. Paolo De Conto had a lead of 4 seconds, or towards 4 seconds. In the end he had 3.28, but Rick Drazen, for him the race was about a sensible strategy that kept him where he needed to be, and the challenge of Marco Ardigo, such as it was, evaporated with 3 laps to go when Marco Ardigo went off the circuit. I don't think he was in any injury situation, but just went off with potentially a mechanical issue. David Foré, the only other non-finisher besides Marco Ardigo. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed our coverage on CIK TV. Believe me, folks, we do enjoy knowing that you're out there. For myself, Ken Walker, always enjoy your company. We know that you're there from the messages you send us. At the moment, the race leader is Patrick Hayek in our highlights package, but Paolo De Conto is already getting himself in a situation where he can think of making a move. It's on the opening lap, and he does so, and also going through at that early stage was Rick Drazen. Rick Drazen now tracking Paolo De Conto, and that was pretty much the story of the race. Marco Ardigo getting involved, you saw there in cart number 1. Number 9, Rick Drazen. Number 4, Bas Lammers. Number 10, Patrick Hayek. And although there were quite a few good highlights of individual racing, at this stage, Paolo De Conto, there's Jorrit Pex going past Bas Lammers from 5th to 4th. Bas Lammers fighting back strongly, but in the end having to give second best to Jorrit. Again, Jorrit Pex and Bas Lammers is the challenge. There's Rick Drazen in front of Patrick Hayek. And Rick Drazen losing second place to Patrick Hayek. Not feeling too upset about the situation. Paolo De Conto wins the race on our highlights package. Patrick Hayek second. Rick Drazen knows he's the champion in third place. And of course, we now have one more act to be played out here at Kristianstad. The podium ceremony. We go to the podium next, but if you are leaving us on CIK TV, from myself, Ken Walker, thank you for joining us. WSK Promotions power the coverage of the CIK FIA telecast worldwide, and we thank them, both of the bodies. But don't go away if you don't have to. We go to the podium. We shall hear from Paolo De Conto. We shall hear from Rick Drazen. Well, our final podium ceremony of the day will be underway very shortly. It will be for the KZ class, of course. And we invite as many of you as want to make your way round to the podium area to come and do so. Always a colourful occasion if there's a lot of you present and you're not losing your place to watch the next race, because that does close our race programme anyway. Do come and join us at the podium if you're able. Again, if you would like to come to the podium ceremony, please do so. We're ready for the podium ceremony as soon as I get the nod. So we do go forward to the podium ceremony now. So we call to the podium the third place driver, and he's very, very happy in third place. The new champion, Rick Drazen from Belgium. We call to this second place podium stand Patrick Hayek of the Czech Republic. Patrick Hayek had a great weekend with us. Really good effort by the Praga karting team. But very, very happy out here. Cannot contain his delight. And why not? Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, from Italy, Paolo De Conto. Handshake for Rick, handshake for Patrick, and to acknowledge, oh no, the winning team representative nearly overlooked the Birel Motorsport team, because Birel Motorsport will have a presentation as the winning team representative of Paolo De Conto, and to receive that will be Roberto Voltan. And now to acknowledge the victory both of Paolo De Conto and Birel Motorsport, the national anthem of Italy. Well, as it fades away, the national anthem of Italy, doing us proud. And we now move forward to the presentation. The hostesses passing the trophies to our celebrities. The third place trophy will be presented by Mr. Stefan Andersson, the chairman of the Swedish Kart Commission. It goes to Rick Drazen. Rick Drazen of Belgium, with a big smile on his face. The second place trophy will be presented by Kai Oberheider, the Executive Secretary of CIK FIA, and of course that goes to Patrick Hayek. But once again, we ask the Vice President of CIK FIA, Mr. Kees van der Wint, to step forward to present the trophy to the winner, Paolo De Conto. Well, Kees having a word with Roberto Voltan, and we ask Mr. Jürgen Andersen to step forward. He's an organiser here at Kristianstad Karting to make the presentation to Roberto Voltan on behalf of Birel Motorsport, the winning team. Handshake for Rick Drazen, handshake for Paolo, handshake for Patrick. Okay, the ladies coming forward now with the flowers. Good to meet you and good to work with you. Very much. Yes, I've enjoyed my visit. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Patrick, let's have a quick word with Paolo and with Rick. Paolo, you English to me? We've got to go on the step. Hope this doesn't break up. It's a top step. And Rick, please, don't go away, Rick, either. Well, let's have the drivers up first. First of all, Paolo, the race, it looked as if as soon as you went into second place and then took the lead early on, it looked easy, but it couldn't have been that easy.
My feeling was very, very good. So I can to do a really good start and then overtake the leader, Hayek. Then I push, but when I turn back for see where the driver, nobody was there. So I stayed in relax and keep it easy.
I did say in commentary, no need to look round. There was nobody there. Did you realise with several laps to go that you were going to win?
But yeah, my mechanic put every time the finger out for pushing. So I push him because I don't want to see back.
I understand, that makes sense. Thank you for talking to us, Paolo, and well done.
Thank you very much.
Paolo De Conto, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Paolo was the race winner. Second place in Genk, Belgium. Second place in Wackersdorf. Third place here. Hasn't won a final, but he is the champion. Let's have a word with Rick Drazen. You've told us in the press conferences, Rick, that second place is okay. It's championship points, but it would be rather nice to get the win. But when you went over the line, it looked to me like you were happy enough.
Yeah, for sure. We had a difficult start of the weekend. So yeah, it was not so easy to recover, but I think we did a great job to to recover very well during the heats and the pre-final. And of course, I tried to win, but at the other end, I also had to think with one hand also to the championship. So I didn't take any risks. And yeah, the championship is more important than the victory today.
In your career overall, which has been a successful career, victory for you? Is this a big event for you to win?
Yeah, it's the biggest achievement in my career, I think, so far. I've won some national championships. I've won one year the WSK and once the Winter Cup. It's the first time I win a CIK event, like an official European championship. So this is definitely my biggest achievement. Also, at the start of the year, I didn't really expect it because I changed team, but I think the team has gave me a very warm welcome, and they did so great job to put me in this position now. So big thanks also to them.
Well said, Rick, and I have to say, consistency is what wins titles. You were so consistent. The only way you could improve this weekend was to win, and you didn't have to win, but congratulations from us in the media. We'll see you in the press conference shortly. Well done.
Thank you.
Rick Drazen, the champion for 2014. Thank you, guys. And guys, yeah, worthy of his applause. And thank you for coming to the podium ceremony. You give it life, you give it vibrancy. So thanks for coming to the podium. Thank you. Okay, press conference. Press conference at 5 o'clock. WSK.
Ja, mina damer och herrar, det var vad vi hade uppgivna på